أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the spirit of Asata Shakur, Black Revolutionary Struggle, and the Oxford Black Students' Union, I'd like us all to begin by repeating aloud the same mantra of unity against oppression. We're going to repeat it 3 times. The first time, quietly. The second time, at a medium tone. And the final time, as loud as we can. So please, sisters and brothers, repeat after me. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Now a medium tone, please. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
And finally, sisters and brothers, as loud as you can. It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to fight for our freedom.
It is our duty to win.
It is our duty to win.
We must love each other and support each other.
We must love each other and support each other.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
We have nothing to lose but our chains.
Deep breath. Exhale. Perfect. Thank you, everyone. Welcome. Thanks for coming tonight. My name is Zakir, and I'm from the Oxford Black Students' Union. I'll just briefly talk about what we are as a group, why we organise this event. So, the Black Students' Union, it's a space for people of colour to organise and engage in radical activism. For too long, we believe that politics of colour have been spoken in a theoretical language inaccessible to black and working bodies. And it is for this reason that we have organised a talk like this, to pull intersectionality out of the ivory tower and to see it manifest in material struggles of real people fighting white supremacy. But why Papua? Why is the West Papuan cause so important to us as student activists? Or why did we have it as our first special speaker event? Well, the first reason for this is that tonight's talk coincides with a mass mobilisation of West Papuans in the island demonstrating against the Indonesian occupation. There's no greater act of solidarity than platforming their exiled resistance leader from Oxford to the world. Secondly, within our own circles of interest and activism, West Papua truly is the elephant in the room. It's the undecidable, whose very existence as a struggle exposes the uncomfortable flaws within our own methodologies and thinking. Firstly, for those in black activist circles who subscribe to poisonous identity politics that see blackness as a concept reduced to certain parts of Africa or the diaspora, the Papuans are a problem. Though no human would deny the crude racial blackness of the Papuans in terms of their melanin, their roots are not in Africa, nor their shared experience that of African Americans or the African Caribbean diaspora. Despite this, the West Papuans are an oppressed black people. Similarly, for those who subscribe to an orthodox Marxist schema, West Papua is a problem. For the Papuan peoples fit into the superfluously Eurocentric and condescending primitive stage of Karl Marx's theory of history. To put this in crude terms, the Papuans are not workers, but they are nonetheless an oppressed people. And finally, for those amongst you in the environmentalist camp, West Papua is a problem, for it exacerbates the inseparable nature of ecological destruction and violence in a field otherwise dominated by liberal and non-violent discourse. An apt comparison would be the cultured white man's response to ISIS taking Palmyra today, lamenting the loss of a desolate city without sparing a single tear for the millions displaced and thousands killed within the conflict. Though the Indonesian government has designated 28 million hectares of West Papuan rainforest as production forest for logging and other deforestation companies, or the fact that it's given 3.6 million hectares alone to one bloodthirsty mining corporation, we'll get back to that later, Freeport-McMoran, the true cost of corporate expansion into West Papua has been the 500,000 loss of lives of Papuans killed, including Benny Wenda's family and tribe, many of them fighting to defend their land and integrity. The West Papuan rainforest is being destroyed, but so too are the people of West Papua, and they are oppressed. And it's for this reason that we've chosen to have West Papua as the subject of our first big speaker event at the Oxford Black Students' Union. I believe that West Papua is at the centre of a new kind of struggle that we as activists in the 21st century need to deal with. A struggle that will include reclaiming blackness in the Black Panther tradition to all people of colour and all those oppressed in the global south. A struggle that will extend Marxist, socialist, class analysis from its Eurocentric industrial base to a people who are nonetheless oppressed by capitalism. And finally, a struggle that will embrace a radical environmentalism that will by any means necessary protect the depleting forests of the world, their peoples and their respective epistemologies and ways of life. So let us stand with the First Nations and Indigenous peoples of the world, from Canada to Australia, who, unlike ourselves, have lived in sustainable harmony with nature for millennia, who stand at the forefront of the struggle against white supremacy, capitalism and all oppression. And it is with that I turn to Benny Wenda, a true hero of resistance against neocolonialism, who is blessing us with his presence here tonight in this room. And just to gauge how lucky we are to have him, only 3 days ago was Benny denied a visa to enter the US to speak on behalf of his people. Such is the predicament of our time when countries will overlook genocide to maintain healthy ties they have and the good relations with other countries. So without any further ado, Benny Wenda, everybody.
Congratulate you, and this is a starting point here. So black movement started here in Oxford, and then educate the world to united, every human being to united, fight for oppressor. Before that, I want to sing in one song, but I welcome you with my language called Wa, 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 Wa. West Papua is the western half of the New Guinea. These lands, 15,000 years ago, Papuans left Africa somewhere in West Africa or West Africa somewhere. They left 15,000. They went down to New Guinea. So from the New Guinea, they spread down to Solomon, Fiji, Vanuatu, New Caledonia. That's a black people called Melanesia. You have Micronesia. You have Polynesia. That's a Melanesia. These black people are settled in New Guinea. So they call them as Melanesia. Melanesia means black islands. Black islands. So before that, I want to sing in one song. It's always, I'm a single fighter. I don't have any friend to fight. But today, in this room, you are the friend of West Papua. We let's together, hand in hand, to liberate any form of the colonialism, discrimination, racism, happening this 21st century, not only in West Papua, in Africa continent, it's from North America, South America, everywhere, Caribbean, Australia, New Zealand, everywhere, in Europe, Asia, Middle East, it's happening right now. We are the witnessing directly. So I want to sing this song as it's a cry song. When I was a student like you in West Papua, I was studying politics, and I graduated in 1999. Before that, I led the student movement there in West Papua, and peacefully. Sometimes I lead demonstrations, and few times they arrested and in and out. And then after I graduated, I became a tribal leader. My people chose me become a tribal leader. My tribe, Lani or Dani, biggest tribe across the Melanesia is my tribe. And I'm a chief of the tribe. Even I'm young, but a political reason, my people chose me become a tribal leader. So you can see I have a headdress and a tie. I never put a European tie. So forgive me if I'm not put the European tie, but this is my tie wherever I go. And this is guitar, ukulele. So this guitar always with me, always. Wherever I go, this guitar accompany me, because I'm a single fighter. This guitar, you can use whatever you got. You know, we don't have any weapon to fight the Indonesian colonialism, but this guitar can tell their own story. And the song also tell own story. Why the song important for West Papua 1984, one of the great leader called Arnold Up, he just composed all the song, every tribe, every tribe, and then compose every song from every tribe. So he was killed. He's a well-known anthropologist. Just singing the freedom song, singing love yourself, love your culture, your identity. He was killed. Since then, all the political songs are banned. You can singing praise the what Indonesia doing or what the government or what they're doing, but you cannot singing express yourself who you are. That's why I want to show that my people back home that this is who we are. We are human beings. We have equal and express ourselves through our custom, through our tradition, whatever where you come from. Mostly the black people always they look at different way. But when you stood up in strong, then we'll respect you as a human being. So I want to sing in this song. It's called Wayawa. I was locked up in a small room, 2 weeks, handcuffed, no ventilation, just for a small room and full of toilet. And I facing the ceiling, and I thought, I want to help my people out there, but now I'm ended up in prisons and never escape. So I composed this song as a cry song. I want to sing in this song. Thank you. Every time I sing this song, I always remember people who I left with the tears. With the tears. Until today, people of West Papua are like prisoned. I always call my people are prisoned by Indonesian military. My people are slaves by Indonesian military. My people are like this room. We are fighting 50 years. Nobody knows. 50 years, 52 years. 1st of May last 2 weeks ago. 52 years. 260 Papuan students came out Indonesia, arrest them. Yesterday also 70 people arrested. Still happening right now. While I'm talking, there is a lot of people arrested. Yesterday demonstration. Our voice never come out because Indonesia able to close the journalists. 50 years in this world history, only West Papua restricted journalists. Amnesty International ban, Red Cross are banned, International Peace Brigade are banned until today. New Guinea, I always describe New Guinea as a home of the bird of paradise, home of the 3 kangaroos, home of the 250 tribes, home of the mountainous, home of the rainforest. But today, New Guinea or West Papua is home of the Indonesian military, home of the Indonesian intelligence, home of the Indonesia special force called Kopassus. until today. It's a militarized zone in the Asia Pacific. The militarized zone in the Asia Pacific. I'm not talking about the other islands, but specifically in West Papua. West Papua we are still colony. People talking about end of the racism, end of the discrimination, end of the colonialism. But West Papua is still colonialism. Indonesia colonized. Indonesia get out from colonialism, from the Dutch colonized 300 years. After they get out from the colonialism, then they invade illegally West Papua. They're now colonized. They're still practicing colonialism. Then they're pretending, tell the world there is no colonialism. They're pretending they're good guys. But the way they treat my people, where they are, why we are a human being, because of I'm different color, or because I'm different. Before that, I want to tell you this story, personal story, why I was stood up and fight this struggle to liberate people of West Papua. I myself am facing so-called discrimination, so-called racism. One time, I was in high school. One time I went in the class. It's 5 West Papuans, and many of them are all students from Indonesia. So we 5 Papuans, and we went in the class in the first semester, high school. And I holding my books, and teacher told me, and the class is full of students, and the teacher told me, Benny, you grab one chair and sitting next to that girl. And I holding my books, and then just put my books before the sitting. I put my books and I look at her face, and then she look at me and she spit my face. And at the time, I thought maybe I didn't wash my body, and maybe I'm smell. Maybe that's my feeling. That's just, my feeling. I'm just uncomfortable. I'm sitting there just. Then what happened, as soon as we left the class and I went to my village, and next morning, maybe yesterday I'm smell, maybe I'm black, maybe I don't know what to do. But I went to the shop and I got shop. I washed 3 times, make sure that yesterday I was smell. I washed 3 times in the river. I washed 3 times. Then I wash my body clean, and then I'm walking. While I'm walking, and I just smell myself, because sweaty, and while I'm walking, and make sure that yesterday I smell. And then I holding same class, same room. I went inside the class, and then I'm confident that yesterday I was smelled. And then before I put my books, and I just smiled to a girl, the same thing. That I smiled to her, and then she looked at me. She suddenly stood up and my face, spit my face. Second time, I was while I'm wiping my face, and everybody was laughing at me. Everybody laughing. I was crying, and I banged the table. I said, I have a 5 finger. I'm a human being like you. I have an ear, eye, everything like I'm 5 finger. I'm a man. I'm a human being. At the time I was crying, I banged the table. Then, whatever you call me, I'm a primitive. I'm a Stone Age. I'm a black. This is who I am. That is the first time my sentiment will grow up. Then I look around. Why this is happening? And then I remember when my childhood, I grew up in the village, and then my village was bombed. And one time my auntie was raped. We walk in the garden, and my auntie was raped in front of my eye. I couldn't do anything. My mom was beating up with the gun button, and my mom fell down. I cried, my mom or my auntie. 6 military raped my auntie. Take their clothes off and then go wash their body and come back and rape. That remind me why this happening. I didn't know how West Papua become part of Indonesia. They call us citizen of Indonesia. Then they treat us a different way. That is my sentiment will grow up. And then I know why my uncle, my auntie was being killed in the bush. And we're hiding in 5 years from 1977, 1984. Then I finding out why this is happening. A lot of people has been killed. Women, children are being raped. Whether we are different or we are a human being, we have a eye like, we are not alien, we are human being. That is a beginning of the finding out. And then I learned how West Papua became part of Indonesia. How? It used to be Dutch colony. Then after Indonesia occupied, then that is the beginning of the bloodshed. Then whole story I discovered myself. I went to university and I studied. Then beginning to understand. We don't have any connections. We thought, at the time, I thought, I'm a black man, only us. There is no any black people out there. That's in the mind. Because we never learned geography. Geography, we learn from Sorong, Sabang to Merauke. Sabang to Merauke. That is the geography we learn. We never learn the global map of the world. Very difficult. We don't know. There is other black people. There is other white or other. We only know the missionary. That's at the time I learned. I didn't know. But as soon as I come out to here in UK, then I know there's the Caribbean, there's South Africa, there is Asia, Middle East, and North America, Europe. That is the beginning of to discover myself, who I am, where I come from, why I'm doing this. Then I learned a lot of heroes like Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Malcolm X, for 1964, he was here. Like you, he started speak about radicalism, the good way that he talked about. Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi. These people inspire me a lot. Why just one man could change? Same thing. You are started here. It's one man, a few of you started here. It will expand throughout the world, to educate the world, to bring unity, every human being, to equal, work together, share each other, what they've been through, what we've been through. People of West Papua are crying for 50 years, 52 years. Indonesia, almost half of the millions been killed. 500,000 and men and women has been killed. Until today, still killing. Genocide is still going on. This is 21st century. West Papua, we are fighting not overthrow the power. It's purely colonialism. West Papua fighting is not overthrow the power. No. We are fighting is purely colonialism. It's a little appetite. People of South Africa, 20 years ago, they get out from South apartheid, anti-apartheid movement. That's the people power. Now people of power are put together. Liberate people of South Africa. Come out from the apartheid. Same thing what happening in West Papua is same. Treated people of West Papua differently. That is same thing. That's why people of West Papua campaigning for self-determination. You got people, Somaliland, they're campaigning. Palestine campaigning self-determination. Palestine, Somaliland, Western Sahara. Many other people are campaigning self-determination campaign. The different campaigning going on. But West Papua is purely campaigning for the independence because Indonesia oppressed people of West Papua so long. That's why people of West Papua need you because you are messenger. You are messenger. I hope one day you have become big name. Then remember, people have struggled for self-determination. Not only West Papua, many places are fighting for the justice and freedom and democracy. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Bernie. I think we'll open up to a Q&A now. I'll start off with the first question. Benny, how can we as students help you and the West Papuan cause?
Thank you. Yeah, that's very, very important because, again, every struggle is every little support. Form your group, or form the group, spread the message. Tell your friends, your family. From your family will expand another connection. So start from little. If we big dream, then that's never happened. So small things. Spread the message is very important. Spread the message. I always call, if you mention West Papua is the best medicine for me. Best medicine. Tell your friend, family. That's very important. Get involved. We have a Free West Papua campaign, mailing list, Facebook. You can set up own, group, small thing, but spread the message. We have a musician involved. We have cartoonists. We have artists, all involved. Every contribution we welcome because that is only spread the message. People of West Papua have been calling for freedom, media freedom. Indonesia able to ban, but a few weeks ago, President of Indonesia went to Jayapura because he's trying to convince the people of West Papua that you have to believe Indonesia as a great, it's a democratic country. And they went to West Papua, released 5 Papuan prisoners, and then allowed journalists. Then the journalists, the military say no. All the journalists come to West Papua must special permission. Even president say welcome journalists to West Papua, but then military different. So this is just, we don't know what they're behind, but that's always, they always promise, one promise to another promise, send one bill to another bill. So it's from 1960 until today, we never trust. There's a zero trust, the Indonesian military governments. But not only ordinary people or settlers, we are not problem with them. But military attitude toward Papua different. That's why many ways you can contribute the support if you have because some of the international students, so if you have any political politician connection in your country, please spread the message. That's very important. Yeah. Okay.
Any other questions? Isaac, just state your name and perhaps what you study.
Hi, my name is Isaac Kang. I'm a first-year medic, and I just want to ask. So for your independence movement, I just wanted to know what kind of model do you suggest? So something like Timorese kind of peace plan since the 1990s, or would you prefer something much more radical?
Yeah, it's 2 ways. Our campaign is a campaign for focus on self-determinations because the based on denial our right to self-determination, 1969, by other international law, one man, one vote. That didn't happen in West Papua. This is the West Papua history very unique because it's referendum 1969. Indonesia claimed a done deal, but actually it's the lies, big lies. How can West Papua is the size of France, big country, only 6 official and 16 helper. UN sent the organized referendum. The referendum was organized by Indonesia, not United Nations. So it's called Musyawarah. Musyawarah, what they call, that's what Indonesia call. So that's why we're campaigning more self-determination through the legal approach and also through referendum, because we run a referendum. That's what we are campaign.
So what and also just, sorry, if I may, kind of following on from that question, I just wanted to ask, so would you, I mean, obviously in East Timor there was also an armed struggle against Indonesians. Do you think that might be something that may be necessary to meet the ends?
That's right. That's it's now this. My approach is very differently because when we started, our elders started from 1960, 70, 1980, 2000. We come out. When I graduate, then bring the people on the street rather than the bush. So that's that we changed the method because when we fight with because we don't have any weapons, we don't have any, just bow and arrow and ride the gun, so a little bit of stolen something. It's very difficult, but East Timor different because they have a more help somewhere else. I don't know how they get the weapons, then they exist approach it militarily. But West Papua is very difficult. That's why we come out on the street, and then I myself leading peacefully, and then our voice becoming louder. Before, this is just criminal. That's what Indonesia stigmatized West Papua. They're criminal, they are criminal. Even I'm here, they call me like that. But I'm trying to tell the world that it's not. We have to approach this campaign as peacefully. And then our voice becoming louder. That's why now the other way, Indonesia becoming violent than Papuans. That's what's happening there. So one day maybe the same thing will happen in East Timor. East Timor, UN facilitate the referendum, one day will happen.
Any other questions? Okay, Sam, you put your hand up first. So.
Is there a movement of Indonesians in Indonesia itself who are mobilizing and petitioning their own government to make change?
That's right. That's very, very good question. This is my own experience. One thing that lack of the education. Indonesia totally trying to ban. One example, few academy written the books about West Papua issue. The ban seized by the national law, how the ordinary Indonesian can understand about our struggle. This is very, very difficult. And even people, settlers in West Papua, all my friends, they're always trying to help, but they always say, Benny, we're scared of the intelligence, always telling us. And in fact, that one of my friends are intelligence. He one of the brought the report to intelligence, they arrest me where I am, where I live. So, but now, it's because the world is changing, social media, and then all these generations, Indonesian students, mostly in Jakarta, they're finding out. Now the social media big help, and that, in fact, that last month, the demonstration about the access, some Indonesians come out on the street and supporting. That's a great news for us because 50 years Indonesia trying to threaten own people, don't support West Papua. They are the primitive. They are cannibals. They are black. That's why they really. But then that's wrong. This world is now, wherever you come from, they're fighting for the justice. Everyone now joining. So you cannot oppress anyone want to be free, oppressed any longer. No, world is changing. Even in our brothers, sisters on the other side, like Papua New Guinea, Solomon, Fijian, all the media blackout, but media, social media, and is a big help. And just now, raise their voice. So yeah.
Did you have a question?
So I was wondering, with the newly elected Indonesian president, are you at all hopeful that he might signal? He signaled that he might be trying to seek a more political solution to the West Papuan problem. And I think I read that he let journalists come into West Papua for the first time in the last couple of months. Are you at all hopeful that he might change things at all?
Yeah, it's one thing that he's first, maybe I want to say this. They always promise. If let the journalists in because of his hang at the Bali 9, Australian. That's why he's embarrassed himself, and they're trying to be, the world is like telling me, world look at me as like bad guy, so I need to make something to look at me as good guys. That's what it is, and trying to convince the West Papua want to join the Melanesia Spear group, so he want to convince the Papuan I'm a good guy, so don't worry. Don't join Melanesian spear group or Melanesian family or Pacific family. So that's the other hand. But first month, I already declared that I'm not trust this president because he's lies. When he was campaigning for the elections, my people come out and then support him, but then respond. Under his leadership, 5 Papuan students were killed. Until today, ongoing investigation. The Paniai killing. This is a cold blood killing by Indonesian military. They blame police and they blame military. This is, even he's under in the investigation, he twice went to West Papua. He promised, but he didn't. So that's why I myself, I don't know what other Papuan think, but I myself, every president lie, because from the Suharto, Megawati, SBY, current presidents, all the lies, more killing, more imprisonment, more discrimination, more racism. It's still happening right now. They're just pretending, because the press are coming from outside world, they're just trying to own the paper, but it's never changed. So that's why better we politically free, then we can work together. Maybe we can build a relation, a good neighbor. But at the moment, Indonesian military treat my people differently. That's why I really strongly believe that unless they're free, then it will enjoy the freedom like other people.
Brother over there.
Thank you. My name is Landry. Really, referring to Pak Zakir's point earlier on about about the last week incident, when your visa to enter the US was denied. Can you share with us about that particular point? And was that the first time that your visa to enter the US was refused? Thank you.
Yeah.
What do you think is the factor behind that? Thank you.
Thank you. I don't know, because you're talking about America. They just say I'm not answer. That's full stop. You never get the answer. I don't know why, but I've been in New York few times, in and out few times, and then I have a 10 years visa, business visa, but then they taken away. I don't know, because my movement. I don't know whether Indonesia diplomat advising. I don't know, but you cannot silence me any longer. Even you prevent me, that's more issue, If you allow me, it's more issue now. It's no, because this generation are watching, That's why I was in South Africa, and all the South African people are welcoming me with open heart. And that's what happening. I meant to travel to LA, California to Hawaii. And all the Micronesian people are inviting me, but this is like also give more sentiment to across the world. I think that's also helping me as well. Like before, you may know, the Indonesian government put Interpol, but they baseless argument, remove it, then do different things. But as long as you prevent me, the people out there good heart, so they will campaign themselves, not me. So that's why we don't have any media, but this is also part of it. Some people frustration, but this is something you believe it. Something you believe it. Slow, but it's will there. Liars is go quickly because they have more resources, so he can go spread the message, lie. But truth is slow, but it will prevail everything. Thank you.
Any other questions? This way.
Thank you very much. You've spoken a lot about the Indonesian occupation. I wonder if you could turn your attention to some of the corporations that are in West Papua. I know you spoke about a mining corporation earlier, BP. Could you speak about some of the private interests that are interested in keeping the status quo?
That's right. This is the biggest gold mine in the world. It's a Freeport McMoran, owned by British, Australia, America, also BP in West Papua, and there is illegal logging. This is a giant mining company in West Papua. There are also indirectly or directly have funded Indonesian military, biggest taxpayer to Indonesian military. Those also Indonesia buy hot jets and weapons and helicopter, all the ammunition, all the military equipment, then use that against my people, and they're killing my people. This company also, their weakness. So it's very difficult to, negotiate with this company because the military are controlled. One example I need to tell you. Last year, this year, 3rd of January, there is a violence created by Indonesian military near the mining area, and all the elderly people are also the villages surrounding by the villages nearby the mine, and they create a violence. They're clearing these elderly, round them up like slaves. You may see in the picture that is online. They beat him up and put them in the prison like 2 weeks, 1 week, then let them go. They just create the violence, and they're trying to control all of the mining. If the violence, then they tell the military, intelligence tell the military company, you need protection because this is the rebel. I want to destroy your company. That's only the income that they have. That's why the company and military intelligence are working together. So it's very difficult for that. Nobody campaigned for that logging issue, mining issue, and oil issue. Yeah, because you never seen any West Papuan all over the world, like in UK. There is no any West Papuan. Few of us here, and luckily we escaped. We escaped, and then we brought the message. If you go out there, you have to screening before you get a passport. That's always in West Papua.
Anybody else? Nadia.
Hi, I'm Nadia, and I was actually going to have Sizwe's question about when there are protests or when there are forms of resistance. Are they centered around things like the mines or like logging? Are they centered around schools or community centers? Kind of, where is the epicenter of the protests usually? Is it a certain village or is it an area? Kind of, how are they organized on the ground?
In West Papua? Yes, it's a massive protest last few years. Internally, the mining all worker because of pay ride, and so now there's also safety is very bad. There's 17 people were killed and stuck underground. No one talk about. Just let them, mostly from migrants, also migrant from Mother Island, and also some few Papuans, and safety standard is very poor. They're just greedy, so just take everything they want. So you cannot protest near the mine. You will be killed by Indonesian military. It's not security, not the company, but Indonesian. Like in South Africa, there are people that protest because of they're being killed on the spot. Same thing in West Papua, and this story never come out. Just keep quiet, keep silent because of lack of media. Maybe other islands like Java or Sumatra, if there's something, the similar thing happen, maybe the world could finding out quickly. But in West Papua, everything is like that. Again, I said the prison.
Okay, we'll take two final questions. Isaac, the other brother.
Yeah, sorry for taking up the questions, but I just wanted to know, what do you feel about the current situation, the Asian-Pacific kind of international relations, where the US is now bolstering relations with Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, all those countries kind of trying to build an axis against the Chinese, what they perceive as Chinese aggression. So do you feel that this might be this might damage your movement, because obviously due to American support for the current government?
That's right. That's what happened in 1969. You may see the story. What happened? West Papua was Indonesia claimed West Papua part of Indonesia because it's claimed that it's Dutch New Guinea. But Dutch said that's different people, that geographically culturally different. But Indonesia always argue the all rest of the Dutch Indies, the automatic hours. So that's Indonesia claim. Then if at the time, if you not give West Papua to us, we will join Cold War. That's what Indonesia used, the tactic to convince the America and the big power. So then the threat, because of communist issue, that what happened. And now, it's my feeling, same thing will happen, I don't know. Now Indonesia also will say that, okay, you know, now it's Chinese very close and will threat, you know, big power. I don't know, that might happen, I don't know. Also terrorist issue, that's what Indonesia always using, but actually it's not. This is not something, nothing to do with the West Papua issue, trying to the mixed up. So that's, I don't know, but America always use this issue, you know, that might happen, I don't know. But our belief that our fight is still continue. We are never surrender. We never, you know, surrender, but we still continue to fight, campaign for the justice and freedom for West Papua. But Chinese and America, they are, you know, rival. That's because their own interest. But my case is our own interest to free ourselves from the oppressor.
Okay, then. Last two questions then, but this is to go first. Thank you.
Hello, thank you for coming to see us. I'm Annabelle, I study PPE, and I wanted to ask you if, in the interests of perhaps lobbying our politicians here, what are the steps that the British government could take to alleviate the suffering of the people at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's very important. If you have, we have set up the International Parliamentarian for West Papua and launched in the British Parliament, and this is the group of the parliamentarians around the world to put the name and the campaign for self-determination. Because one thing that British is colonized half of the world, almost half of the world, and also colonized, and some of them they give independence, some of them they liberate themselves, and so that's why it's very important and to convince the British government to speak out, because they are sitting on the Security Council, and also they are big influence. They have a big interest in West Papua, like for example BP and Rio Tinto. They're owned by British, and they are. On the other hand, they're campaigning, you know, democracy and justice, freedom. But on the other hand, how about the people of West Papua, and ignoring the people of West Papua, even other part of them like Palestine and Middle East. You know, does not include West Papua. It is very important because this is the 21st century. What's happening? If you have any link, the politician, please, you know, spread the message, and that's very important.
Okay, final question.
Thank you for allowing me to pose another question, Pat. Actually, I wish to bring back the whole questions into your people. You are the leader of the tribe, but there are also another 256 other tribes in Papua. And I wish to ask your comments about the perhaps ongoing conflicts or competitions between the people in the mountain and in the coastal areas, because I think that's also very important to understand the dynamics of problems there. Thank you.
Can you explain specific problem about the struggle, or what?
Would you like me to explain? You say that the Papuan Islanders, there's a conflict between them and the coastal Papuans in West Papua. You're a leader from the Lani tribe.
Yeah.
There are other tribes, and he's asking, what about the conflicts between tribes in Papua?
That's not the case, because 250 tribes, we are fighting one flag. This is the Morning Star. That brings unity. Of course, there's every tribal people in the world. They have a chief of clans, and there is a clans in between, maybe land issue, or because some girl will been raped, or some dispute with, you know, that is always. But all these tribes are unified voice to liberate ourselves from the colonialism, because we have the same sentiment, we have the same colony. One colony is with Indonesia. So, and the same thing that, so one thing that, you know, Papua New Guinea is 700 tribe, and West Papua is almost 300 tribe. And in terms of populations, 90-70, 90-60, the 50-50. Papua New Guinea 7.5 million. West Papua, from the 1960 until today, 2.5. That's never increased. They almost decrease because some of them been killed, some of them displacement, some of them become exiled. So this is they talking about population. Why? Where is the 4 million? Where they gone? Papua New Guinea 7.5 million, West Papua 2, and where is the others? That's a big question until today. So, yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Ben.
Thank you all for coming. As Benny said, you have access to circles that I don't have access to, that Benny doesn't have access to, so take the message and make sure West Papua is on the tip of your tongue everywhere you go and let everyone know about it. So let's finish off with the West Papuan cry for freedom. Papua Merdeka. Repeat after me. Papua Merdeka. Papua Merdeka. Louder. Papua Merdeka. Papua Merdeka. Papua Merdeka. Papua Merdeka. Thank you very much.